Okay. Good morning. We don't have captions today, because it's OBS. I can only capture one window at a time. So, oh well, sorry. Good morning, Chassis. Good morning, Blue Tongue. How are you doing today? So today was a day, and part of me just didn't really want to play video games today because it's been stressful. And part of me, um, couldn't figure out how to stream from Steam because basically exclusively, right? I stream from PlayStation. And so if I have to stream from Steam, I don't have two monitors. I'm doing all of this on a laptop. So I have to like full screen the game and then like monitor the stream on my phone and it's confusing. So, hey cool dude, good morning. How are you? So yeah, I just basically couldn't be bothered to figure out stream today or Steam for stream today because I was gonna do Plants vs Zombies since Deacon requested it. Uh, but I'll have it figured out. Don't worry, like by next week. Although next week's a holiday, I don't know. We'll figure it out and we'll play it. But today I am just doing the Japanese language proficiency test because that's good stream content, right? So I used to live in Japan. I used to work in Japan. I worked at a company called Otsuka Denshi. Good morning, Ryan. How are you today? Nice to see ya. But yeah, Otsuka Denshi was the specific like Japan variant, but I'm pretty sure if you just look up like Otsuka, it's yeah, it's Otsuka Pharmaceutical. If you look up just Otsuka. Um I worked with the branch in Japan that made like lasers. It was really cool, actually. But it was super weird. I think I've told this story before. It was super weird because they made really cool lasers and really cool like lenses for like spaceships and stuff. And then randomly they also made soy-based granola bars. Like same facility, same people. They just also made soy joys. Uh and I don't, they're pretty good. I don't know. Hey Twiz. Good morning. Nice to see you. How are you? How you been? So yeah, I used to oh, you want something? Get me a muffin that doesn't have cheese in the middle. So I used to work in Japan, used to live in Japan. I lived in a city called Hikone. Uh and so I knew Japanese. For a while, I was actually really good at Japanese. And that's why I got hired to Husbando's law firm because they were trying to market to Japanese people. Because there's a very large Japanese population kind of like where I live. So, once upon a time, I almost passed the N2 JLPT. Alu, good morning. How are you? 48 months. Wait, is 48 months 4 years? Oh my god. Thank you so much. You're the first to reach that, and I don't even think that I have a badge for you. Thank you so much. I hope you've been good. You've been here since the very beginning, and I appreciate you so much. You're wonderful. But yeah, so the JLPT goes from N5 to N1. N5 is like, I don't want to insult people by calling it like little baby test, but it's like kindergarten, right? If you're a Japanese kindergartner, you can pass the N5. And N1 is basically nobody passes it because a lot of native speakers can't even pass it because it has so much kanji that they don't actually use in day-to-day life. It's super specific. So basically nobody's passing the N1, but I was very close to passing the N2, which is the level down from that. And I want to see if I could even pass the 4 today. So we shall see. Thank you, Twiz. Thank you, because, math is hard. I'm taking a Japanese test, not a math test, for a reason. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of take some tests and tell me how your day is. Let me know what's going on. You having a good day, everybody? Fun plans for the week? If you're in America, 4th of July is coming up next Tuesday. We will be at a flea market, so I won't be streaming. But what is the meaning of the following? This says Juyoka. Ju is 10, Yon is 4, Yoka is what it would be condensed to if you were describing something. So that would be the 14th day of the month. Oh god, I hope this is right. It has to be the 14th day of the month, right? Oh, this is the little baby test, and I'm not sure. Hey, Shade Strike. Mort. Oh, just kidding. Mort's not answering because he's asleep. Hang on. Morty, wake up. Wake up, buddy. Ray's birthday is coming up. Well, I hope that she has a good one. I'm sure with small children around, it's much more difficult to actually have any kind of celebration, right? She and I are going to be the same age for like a week and a half. Husbando and I are actually pretty different in age, but for like a month, we get to be 1 year closer together. Okay. Mort may be awake. I make no promises. Going to the doctor tomorrow. Hopefully it's just for a checkup and not for something serious. But good luck. I hope that it goes well. I am certainly well more than done with doctors. I'm so glad to be done for a while. What's the dictionary form of the following verb? Oyogimasu is what it says. That mas is the formal ending for verbs. It would be oyogu as its dictionary form before you conjugate it, and this says oyogu. The other options are oyo, oyoguru, oyogi, which this one I could see people choosing oyogi because you use oyogi to turn it into other things, like this says oyogi mas. So you just take the mas off. I could see people choosing that. And oyogiru is just you don't know how to conjugate the verb, so I could see that. Mort, welcome! He speaks Japanese. Clearly, obviously. First week of temp position in IT. Wow, 111 computers? That seems like a busy first week. But hopefully you're handling it fine. I don't know how long it actually takes to install or decommission 111 computers, but that seems really busy. Ray and I were in the same year in school, but I was very old and she was very young. Yeah. I for some reason Husbando's age never came up like when we started dating. And I used dating loosely because we were just like good friends, and then eventually I just never left his house, right? So there was no like, this is our first date, this is our second date. But Husbando seemed younger than he was, both because he has a baby face and just because he's just kind of a goofball. And so I didn't actually realize until a while later that we had more than just like a year or two of gap. I mean, he's not like 15 years older than me or anything, but I thought that, like, I would have guessed he was probably 2 to 3 years older than me. And he's not. He's more than that. So, coincidentally, we happen to have the same age gap as his parents. I have no idea what our first date would be, right? Like, technically, Husbando tried to take me on a date, but I was not, I didn't realize at all because I was denser than a, wait. denser than a black hole? Is that the densest thing in existence? Science! I know this. Change from polite to plain. This says, Takusan benkyo shimashita. I studied a lot. Oh, so shimashita, that's suru, conjugated as formal. So takusan benkyo suru is I studied a lot, but like you're talking to a friend instead of like you're talking to your boss. Dragon Sage, good morning. How are you today? Yeah, realistically, I'm not that bad with computers, but I don't know that much beyond like how to just use a computer. If you want me to install something new hardware-wise, or you want me to do stuff with the operating system, I actually don't know that much about it. Fill in the blank. Oh god, katakana. Amanda-san wa koen, so something about the park, blank. Shashin o tori blank ikimashita, something about taking pictures in the park. Let's see. Amanda at the park. Koen de, I'm assuming. Shashin o tori. Ooh, what the hell? Their word. Oh, no. I get it. I was gonna say they're wording this weird because they could have just said she went to the park to take pictures, which would be shashin o toru, take pictures. But they're doing it as like a movement thing, like she went to take. So koe ni shashin o tori ni ikimashita, I think, but it could be ga ni. It's this one. That's what I'm committing to it. Particles are really hard in Japanese. Particles influence like the direction of words. So like particles don't have a meaning by themselves, but they tell you what the subject of the sentence is, or like whether things are moving or staying in place. They show possession, things like that. So sometimes particles can get a little bit confusing. It's just electric Legos. That's kind of a good way to think about it. I helped in quotes. I helped husbando put his new. See, I'm showing my ignorance because I don't even know. I don't even know what part of the computer it is. Um, the NVIDIA GTX whatever. Is that a graphics card? See, I'm showing that I'm not very good at this. But anyway, it's rainbow colored, and I helped him put that in. And I swear to God, neither of us knew what we were doing because it has like a slot, right? And so I knew you would laugh at me, Alu. It has a slot to fit in, and for some reason, no matter what we did, it was still like wobbly. So if you walk near the computer with heavy footsteps, the little bit of shaking makes the screen flicker. Because we're definitely really good at building computers. Eguchi, hello! Good morning, how are you? It's nice to see you. Sounds more like a cabling issue. Yeah. Well, it's weird because sometimes even just like we have a blanket, and if he moves the blanket near the computer, doesn't have to touch it. It'll still just make it flicker. I don't know if it's static electricity or what's going on. So, all right, what does this say? Kore wa nan desu ka? What is this? This is a book. Kore wa hon desu. What are my other options? Radio? No. Testo. No, it's not Gakusei. Christ. Okay, it's a book. Thank you. What is the meaning of the following kanji? This is thread, isn't it? No. Just this is thread. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know what this kanji is without context. Could be paper. Not morning, not night. Wait, maybe it's night. Might be paper. I'm gonna go with not time of day words. It's either paper or knowledge. But to know, there's multiple words that mean to know. It's paper. I'm growing more sure that it's paper. This is a clip art. Just write that in. Be like, excuse me, teacher. I wrote in the actual correct answer. Some of the newer NVIDIA cards do wobble if you don't have a reinforced slot because of how heavy they are. It was pretty substantial. Like, it was a thicky boy. And it works as long as you don't, you know, walk around the computer. Select the best answer. Amanda-san wa kimasu ka? Like, is she coming? It just says kimas, but it doesn't have the kanji. So technically, there's more than one word that could be. Oh, I see what it's doing. I see what it's doing. It's using kuru, which means to come, and it's trying to confuse you about, like, if you answer to come with, like, she's going or something, that's different than answering she's coming, like, towards you in direction. I think is how they're trying to confuse you. Eguchi, once upon a time, I almost passed the JLPT N2, and now I'm sitting here taking 5 minutes to answer every question on the N5. The case on its side, yeah, it's mostly like empty, honestly. Like, we have this nice case, but we don't have a lot in it. It's got some fans, but it's got ventilation on every side, so. And I think we can actually even change where the fans are. I would have to look inside again. Yeah, see, Ryan, what sort of manga is this? I chose the spicier version of the N5. We also have, it was like a stick sticking out with a prong on the end that you could use to, like, rest the thing on so that it wasn't quite so heavy. But yeah, it's just he's had that computer case since what, like 2016 or something. So I could definitely see that it's just not quite suited to some of the newer stuff. Okay, so if he's asking a question, it would be weird to answer with "so desu ka," which is just like, "Oh, really?" question. This is talking about tonkatsu. I like tonkatsu. Like, tonkatsu's tasty, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Doitashimashite is just like a platitude. So, ie kimasen, not coming, or ie ikimasen. And I think that's why they're trying to confuse you, because ikimas, iku means to go, and kimasu kuru means to come. And since they're asking, like, is she going to come here? I have to assume it's this. Oh, more big sneeze, dude. That doesn't surprise me, Alu. That seems like you. What is the meaning of the following word? Dono. Like, as in to what extent? Like, dono gurai. Um, okay, so let's just go through these one by one. Who is dare? Whose? That's a good question, actually. Oh god, I can't believe I can't think of that off the top of my head. Where is doko? When is... Oh, Christ. Itsu? Which is dore, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is like if you walked up to an English speaker and you were like, what are the 5 question words? who, what, when, where, why, and they like couldn't answer. Thank you, Egichi. I feel validated that this one is more difficult. Because I feel like out of context, it's harder to tell what this is talking about. Because, like I said, if you were saying like dono gurai or something, that makes a little bit more sense. That's like to what extent or how much. Whose would just be dare no, wouldn't it? I'm picking this because I don't know. I picked which of because I had an alternate answer to whose, basically. Change from polite to plain. Oh, this should be easy. Eigo wa benkyou shimasen. So I just have to change shimasen from polite to just casual with your friends. The sentence says like I'm not studying English or I don't study English. So yeah, suru is an irregular verb, and most of these things are things that suru can't become. Like sunari, what on earth is that? So they're trying to get new learners to not recognize that suru conjugates in a weird way. Shinai is how you conjugate suru to not be positive. Listen to the following and select the best response. Okay. What does this say? Oop. Between a car and a train, which one is more convenient, is what they said. I don't know if you could hear it because it's kind of quiet even for me. Select the best response. Kuruma no hou ga osoi desu. That's not. Maybe let's read the other answers. Kuruma no hou ga hayai desu. So yeah, it's. I feel like, is it weird that I feel like this is a trick question as an American? Exactly, Shassi. It depends on where you live. Because we have to assume that they're talking about Japan, where bullet trains can go like 250 miles an hour. So in Japan, trains are faster. But in America, if you get on an Amtrak, because it makes so many stops and it goes so slow and there's only like one per day, you could probably get to somewhere faster than the train if you just drove straight without stopping. So it's kind of a trick question, actually, but the assumption is that they have bullet trains in mind, Shinkansen, and so trains have to be faster, right? I miss public transport in Japan so much. It's so nice, not only for convenience and like walkability and like if you show up on time, there will be a train, but just because the trains themselves are really nice. Not just the Shinkansen, but even just the regular trains. They're pretty comfy. If you start getting into trains that are like way off in the middle of nowhere, they can be a little bit jankier, but they're still nicer than American trains. Okay, what does it say? どちらも同じくらい面白いです。But I guess it wasn't talking realistically. What it said was どちらが便利, which is convenient. So it doesn't actually matter how fast or slow it goes. The answer is just 車の方が便利です. It's just a straight answer. A car is more convenient. Does paid parking exist in your country? Yes. Some places you don't have to pay. Depends on where you are. But if you're trying to park like on a street or in a parking garage, usually you have to pay. And it's not usually that expensive. You can pay, I think you get like an hour for like 50 cents or something. So it's pretty cheap. But you even have to pay to be like at the hospital. Sometimes if you stay at the hospital, they charge you like $20 per day in parking. So it depends on where you live, kind of. Places that aren't very busy, you usually don't have to pay. What is the meaning of the following? Yushoku, as in like evening food. Yeah, like dinner. I mean, this is the kanji for food. This is the kanji that shows up at nighttime, so dinner. People park in the middle of the main street. Was I wrong, Iguchi? Oh god, what have I done? Oh, okay, good. You're talking about parking still. I guess one difference though, Iguchi, is that Americans tend to use bikes a lot less. And so when we do put our bikes somewhere, we basically never have to pay. Compared to in Japan, where you put your bike at like the bike storage place outside of the train station, and you get your little ticket and you pay when you come back to get it. That doesn't really exist in America. Change from polite to plain. Iza wa oishiku arimasen yo. That's kind of a complicated sentence for N5. Like pizza doesn't taste good. Because yeah, this person is saying very politely, like, pizza is not delicious. And I'm just changing that to plain, which is, where is it? Oishikunai. What is the meaning of the following? This is mae. It means before. What's the present tense mas form of hanasu hanashimasu? That's very easy. What's the Japanese for the following? 10 years old. There might be a special word for this one. But it's probably jusai because Ju is 10 and Sai is years old. Well, this is Rokusai, which is 6. Sansai is 3. Nanasai. Yeah. I don't remember what Hatachi is, though. Which is a problem, but I'm going to choose Jusai, even if I'm wrong. Woohoo! I only got one wrong. I've done it. I'm a little disgraced that I missed one on the N5, but okay. Less than half of people pass the N5. That's a lot. I would not have guessed that. But I guess the N5 is also kind of the easiest to take, and you don't really have context for like whether you're ready for it or not compared to some of the other ones. The fact that I got a 93 is scary to me. I want to remind myself it because I suspect it might have been that last question. What does hatachi mean? Because sometimes there are special words for numbers depending on their context that don't match what you would expect. But hatachi is 20, right? Yeah, it means 20. Because as a perfect example, like you would expect that 20 years old is 20 plus years old, but it's not. It's hatachi, which is a completely different word. So yay, we did it. This is what the actual JLPT looks like. Everything's like we took the easier version just now. This is the N5 as it would be on the JLPT. where everything is in Japanese and you're expected to just read the instructions in Japanese as well. Which, you know, you can usually guess what they want you to do even if you can't read the instructions. That was less true on the N2. There were definitely sections where I got to, like, the instructions. It wasn't clear what I was supposed to do, and I was struggling on a word or two in the instructions. So, like, I might have been able to do it if I knew what I was looking for, but, like, the instructions were part of the test in that sense. So this says, I won't read it out loud. Let me just tell you what this says. How do you write this kanji in hiragana? So, like, this part is a kanji at the very beginning. I don't know if you can actually see my cursor. So we just have to change it from a kanji to hiragana, which is like the spelled out version of a kanji. It's a tadashi, which means new. Yay, we did it. Circle. I didn't learn this until I started taking Japanese. Circle is like the universal sign in Japan of, like, yes, that's right, that's good. And X is wrong. Compared to, I feel like, America and a lot of European countries where it's like a check mark. Check mark means good and X means wrong. So how do you write this? And it wants us to take it from hiragana to katakana. Katakana is the alphabet that's used for, like, foreign words or loan words. This word is hotel. So it's just checking if you can read katakana. This is hoteru. And so that's what we're doing. Blank. What would you put in the blank? Choose from options 1 through 4. So the picture is helping us here. It says, this place is blank. I can't study. So obviously it's like this place is loud, right? And our options are like cold. Urusai means loud, so Abunai is dangerous. Woo! Yoku dekimashita! We did it! That's very true. The color red being bad in a lot of English-speaking countries. Eguchi, in Japan, do you have, like, a certain color that you associate with, like, this is the wrong answer? Like, if somebody just highlighted a word and didn't say anything else about it, what color, like, what would the color make you think of? Depending on what color it was. If it was red, if it was green, if it was yellow, you know. Because in America, red is usually bad, green is usually good, or sometimes blue is good. And in the context of learning, yellow usually just means, like, important, right? All right, what does this want from me? Oh. Wait, let me read that more carefully. Daitai onaji imi no bunka arimasu. Like, which sentence has a similar or the same meaning? Watashi wa depato no tsutomete imasu. Tsutomeru. Uh-oh. Deep in my brain, the word tsutomeru exists as a vocabulary word. Oh, really? It's blue? Blue is the wrong color? That's interesting. I think this is saying that I work at I work at a department store. So watashi wa depato, that's what all of them say. So kaimono shitemasu, I shop at one. Sanpo shitemasu, I walk around. Shigoto shitemasu means I work at. And yasudemasu is like I rest at. We did it. Yeah, I never would have guessed that blue is the wrong color. And that's a good point, Chassis. I think that there are other things that clue us in that things are bad, right? Like stop signs being red, um, or like signs where you're not supposed to go somewhere are often red as well. And it all kind of feeds into itself, right? I can't remember what stop signs look like in Japan. They might just be black and white. Or they might be red. I don't remember. Okay, what does this want me to do? Blank. Oh, it gives you furigana. Furigana are when they take a kanji and they like spell out what the kanji is above it in case you're having a hard time reading it. Oh, they switched the meaning? That is very confusing. That's true, Chassis, because exit signs are often red, but sometimes you see them where it's like the green person, right? Like following an arrow. And that's a very different message, right? All right, what goes in the blank is what it's asking. Ototo wa heya blank soji o shimashita. Uh, ooh. God, I hate particles. It's talking about your brother cleaning his room. All right, well, it's not no. I don't think that we can use o twice because o soji o shimashita, you know? I think it has to be ga. Ga is like the hardest particle for non-native speakers, I feel. Everybody that I've ever talked to has had a really hard time with it. It's the object particle. Wa is the subject particle. But sometimes here it's a little bit clearer, I feel. See, yeah, that's wrong. Um it's really hard to figure out like what's the true object of the sentence. What's his explanation? Uh-huh. Huh, it really is no of all things. Okay, well. Yeah, traffic signals are the same in Japan for sure. But yeah, basically any question where there's particles and it has and ga is a potential answer, I'm it's rough for me. Okay, star. This is a lot of instructions. Which of the things, which of these things goes in the place of the star? Choose one. これは去年私 something 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 写真です. Okay, something about a picture. Okay, so we're putting 1, 2, 3, and 4 into these slots, but the answer that they care about is what's fitting in this spot with the star. Oh dear. It has to be de, I think. It's talking about taking pictures like last year. Wait. Kyonen last year? Was it this year? At some point in time, we are taking pictures, is what this is saying. It would make no sense for ga to come anywhere else besides right here. Umi is the ocean. De, like at the ocean. Totta shashin desu. Pictures that I took. These are the pictures that I took at the ocean. Ashi, ga, umi, de, totta. Umi, de. Okay. I've done it. That was a very complex way to phrase that question. But you can see, like, this is the N5. This is the basic test, and it's already getting this complicated in terms of like what it wants you to do for each question. And you're on a time limit. You're actually on a pretty stringent time limit. And they're taking the JLPT is like really strict. You have to have certain kind of pencils. You have to have certain kinds of erasers. You have to like sit down and you can't leave. Like if you have to go to the bathroom, too bad. It starts exactly on time. It ends exactly on time. And so, you know, you have to figure out what the question wants in addition to actually answering the question, all within this time limit. Mort's on the move. So anyway, what does this want? What goes in the blank? Where's the blank? Where's the blank? Okay, so we have to read like this entire story and figure out what goes in this blank. So let's see what this is about. ヤンさんは明日自己紹介をします. All right, so these people introduced themselves. 自己紹介の文章を書きました. I'm gonna write what they said. So this appears to be two people's self-introductions that we're gonna read. If only we could be so grossly incandescent. Hey, Mort. How's it hanging, my dude? Sleepy. That's how it's hanging. All right, well, you know, that's how it works. はじめまして。John Smith です. Okay, your stereotypical John Smith. アメリカから来ました. I came from America. He likes movies. アメリカの映画よくして. I know a lot about, I say I as if I'm John Smith, know a lot about American movies. でも日本の映画はあまりしません. I don't know that much about Japanese movies. 日本でも日本の映画をたくさん見たいです. I want to spend a lot of time in Japan watching, whoopsie, Japanese movies. What have I done? Go backwards. Go backwards. All right. Accidentally clicked it to be full screen. I mean, it's a lot of work, Eguchi. It's a lot of work to learn another language. So the fact that you can like take Japanese through machine translation and, you know, understand that it is saying what you want it to say is already like a huge step. Even if you wouldn't have been able to make those sentences by yourself. I believe in you. どうぞよろしくお願いします. That's just your typical, like, closing when you introduce yourself. 皆さんこんにちは, Yan です. This guy's name is Yan, or Yaso. I actually can't tell. That could be so or it could be I always get those confused. 私は日本, oh, okay, hold on. Let me move closer to the screen. 日本語学校で Oh, Nihongo Gakko. Yeah, no, I got it. If I would have just read the kanji instead of trying to read the furigana, I would have gotten it faster. 毎日勉強しています. He's studying every day at a Japanese language school. 今は学校の近くに姉と住んでいます. He's living with his big sister nearby to his school. 姉がいるから because his sister is here. Oh, so here's the blank that we have to fill in. He's telling us that he goes to this Japanese language school and he lives with his sister who lives nearby. So because his sister lives nearby and he's able to live with her, we have to find the one that says he's not really lonely because he has his sister, right? So sabishi means lonely. Sabishiku arimasen would be sabishiku nai, which is not lonely. But let's just make sure that it agrees in tense with everything. He is currently doing this. He's not talking about doing it in the past. So it should just be present tense. Yeah. So we read that entire story just so that we could determine that he's not lonely. Oh, I have to stretch. So yeah, does anybody here know any other languages? Egichi, obviously, you're speaking English. Alu, who was here earlier, speaks. I'm happy for John Smith. Alu speaks potentially more than one European language. I don't remember. Plus English. And I've got my marginal level of Japanese. Plus bit of Hungarian, bit of Chinese. Some Spanish, some German. Enough. Spanish, German, and Hungarian are very much like I can read it and kind of understand it, but if you ask me to make a sentence, I'm just gonna crash and burn. Chinese I do a little bit better with. Uh if you don't care about tones, which are actually really important. Okay. Read the next paragraph. And then answer the question. Okay. So this paragraph says, this week, I'm not going to read the furigana. It's so much easier if I just read the kanji. This week, I have to do a lot of work. Saturday and Sunday, I'm also busy. Next week, Monday should be fine. Okay. So please come over next week, Monday. I know you, Alu. The question is, when does the teacher have time? And it would be on Monday. That one was easy. Reading comprehension. Come on. Oh God. Longer reading comprehension. Read the paragraph, answer the question with one of these four options. All right, what we got? What we got here? And obviously, see, Alu, I knew that you knew more than one. You're making fun of me. I knew that you knew more than one. But yeah, remember, this is the lowest level of the Japanese language proficiency test. And this is not the full test, obviously. This is a small sampling of the types of questions that you'll get. This is a really long test. And admittedly, I'm talking with you all and like not taking it super seriously, but still you have to be like, you can fail having the correct level of knowledge simply because you weren't fast enough, you know? All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so this person lives near a bakery. Oh God. This, I know what's happening here. This is super common in like early Japanese textbooks. They're testing your spatial knowledge and your ability to understand like in front of, next to, nearby, you know, that kind of thing. So it's describing this neighborhood to me. So we've got a bakery that this person lives near. And the first sentence says like, "Oh, look at how convenient this city is that this person lives in." There's a bakery nearby, And then in front of the bakery is a flower shop. Oh, and nearby the flower shop is a fish shop? Oh no. So all those things should be next to each other. No, that's not true. That's not true. Because the flower shop, this is like, even in English, this would be a riddle. The flower shop's in front of the bread shop, okay? Okay, what? Before we figure all this out, the question, let's see what the question is. Where is he going today? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where they all are because it's just asking where he's going today. Okay. 友達が遊びに来ます。ヨンさんは料理と魚の料理を作ります。They're talking about his friends coming over and they're making food. そこになんかね、魚が、ヤンさんはこれから買い物、それから、they don't have fish. 魚がありませんから。So from here, 買い物に出かけます. He leaves his house to go shopping. He's going to the fish store. It doesn't matter where the other things are because he's going to the fish store. But wait, fish store isn't an option. Each of these has 3 places that he needs to go. Okay. So let's go backwards. So yeah, his friend's coming over, right? Niku no ryori. Sakana no ryori. Oh, so he wants to make fish and he wants to make bird, like chicken, with his friend. So that means that we're going to need to stop at the meat store, the fish store, and then where else? Why would he need to go to the Yubinkyoku? Because he's run out of money? Yubinkyoku is bank. What does in front of mean in this context? The facing building across the street. I'm assuming that it means like the building across the street and not like the building the next street over, but who knows? Okay, let me read more carefully. It literally says that they're also going to the bank. Oh. Yeah, so like one shop closed and then another one opened. Oh. So technically, he's going to the meat shop, the fish shop, and the bank, but they're not in that order. It's this one. I'm doing it. He needs to go to the bank first, but like whatever. Just because they weren't in that order didn't mean that wasn't the right answer. I see Mort was being sassy, of course. All right, now what do you want from me? This is the last one before we get to the listening section, at least. Okay, so it's saying that this is like a bus schedule. It's always just read the next sentence and then answer the question. I don't know why I bother reading the instructions. Okay, tomorrow. Ichigoyama. Strawberry Mountain, Charlie. So they're going to this mountain. Tokyo eki kara Nakagawa, I think that is. Yeah, Nakagawa eki made densha de ite. So they're going to go from Tokyo to Nakagawa station via train. Nakagawa eki kara Ichikoyama made. And then they're going to take a bus to the mountain. So they will leave for the mountain in the afternoon. No, in the morning, I'm sorry. At 11. And then that means that the train's cheaper if they do it that way. So the question is, densha wa dore ni norimasu ka? So they're gonna yeah, if they want to leave by 11 because the train's cheaper, it's asking me to look at this schedule and determine like which train they need to be on. Is what this is asking. Ray, good morning. It depends. Like, there's definitely this sense that, like, it's hard to fit in, right? But I feel like it's easier to fit in if you're in a big city. It's kind of the more traditional people out in the country that tend to see you as like that American person. But even then, you know, I still ended up being close friends with a lot of people. So let's see. They want to leave by 11. Or around 11, rather. I need to look at this without the stamp. So this departs from Tokyo Station and gets to Nakagawa. That's what these two columns are. And the question was, yeah, what time do they need to get on? Ichigo Yama ni gora. Yeah. So they want to arrive at the mountain by 11. If it takes 30 minutes, they need to be at Nakagawa Eki by 10:30 so that they can get on the 10:30 bus to go at 11, which means that they could either take the 10:20 or the 10:10, the one that gets there at 10:20 or the one that gets there at 10:10. So Fuji 1 or Sakura 1. Of course, both of those are options. What other information can we glean here? We know that it's cheaper on Fuji than it is on Sakura. It costs 3,000 yen, or about $30 to go on Fuji. So we know that they want to take Fuji because they wanted the cheaper fare. So they'll take the Fuji one. Bam. That only took me half an hour. Don't worry about it. Okay, so now we get a little listening challenge. I will tell you what they say. クラスで先生が話しています. There's this teacher talking in class. 学生は今日うちでどこを勉強しますか? What are you going to study today? では今日は20ページまで終わりましたから. Let me parse what was just said. 21ページは宿題ですね。全部ですか? いえ、21ページの1番です。Okay, so she was talking about this. The sensei, the teacher, was talking about like what pages you're supposed to read, and you read up through page 20, and then you do page 21 as homework. And the student was like, "Seriously, the whole thing?" And the teacher was like, "No, just the first one. 2番はクラスでします。We'll do number 2 in class."
学生は今日、うちでどこを勉強しますか?
What are they gonna study at home? What? What? Hold on, did I listen wrong? Did I listen wrong?
クラスで先生が話しています。学生は今日、うちでどこを勉強しますか?
Yeah, okay. Get to the part that I messed up.
では、今日は20ページまで終わりましたから、21ページは宿題ですね。
全部ですか?
いえ、21ページの1番です。2番はクラスでします。
Let me look at this picture. Hold on. Oh, I misunderstood, didn't realize that the picture had anything to do with it. So yeah, number 3 is correct. Because the teacher wanted him to do just the first question on page 21. I thought this was saying, like, which question did it want him to do, question 1, 2, 3, or 4. And she said number 1. But actually, these are different pictures, right? And so it's saying, like, do all of the questions, do just the questions, like 1 and 2. So it's 3, because it's the first question on page 21. I misunderstood. I misunderstood. The picture matters. I didn't realize I had to look at the picture.
女の人と男の人が写真を見ながら話しています。
Okay. A guy and a girl are talking while they're like in the midst of taking a picture.
田中さんの妹はどの人ですか?
The question is, which of these people, hold on, because I need the picture, which of these people is Tanaka-san's little sister?
ああ、この男の人が田中さんですか。
ええ。その隣の人が奥さんで、前にいる女の子が田中さんの子供です。
Okay. So they're describing, like, this is Tanaka, and they're like, oh, look at you, you were so much younger. And he's like, yeah, the person next to me was, I already forget, I think it was his wife. And the person in front of him was his daughter.
かわいいですね。この帽子をかぶっている人は誰ですか?
田中さんの妹さんです。
Okay, it's the person wearing the hat, because the person who's talking to him was like, oh, who's this person who's wearing the hat? And he's like, oh, that's my little sister. So it's number 3. Thank you. I got it right because I looked at the picture.
友達の辞書を使いたいです。
So one dude wants to use his friend's dictionary.
何と言いますか?
Right, Eguchi? Who's the fourth person? The mysterious fourth person.
1、
この辞書ありがとうございました。
2、
この辞書貸してください。
3、
この辞書いいですよ。
Oops. So the situation was this person wants to borrow this dictionary off of this other person. What should he say in order to do that? And the first thing that he said was, thanks for this dictionary, which isn't right. The second one he said was, please give me this dictionary, which technically, yeah, sure, I guess he could say it that way. It's kind of forward to just be like, please lend me this. And the third one was a little bit tamer. It was just like, hey, is this okay? So I'm gonna yoink this if I'm allowed.
1、
この辞書ありがとうございました。
Thanks for the dictionary.
2、
この辞書貸してください。
Please lend me this dictionary.
3、
この辞書いいですよ。
Oh, I misunderstood the last one. The last one, he literally just said, like, this is a nice dictionary. That's probably too tangential, right? That's like saying, it's kind of cold in here and expecting somebody to turn the air conditioning or the heat on. So it's number 2. Let's be a little bit more direct here. Which country is the question?
1、
あちらです。
2、
アメリカです。
3、
部屋です。
Wow, okay. Way to finish with a really easy one. It just asks which of these statements is a country. And the first one was like a location descriptor, like over there. The second one was America, and the third one was room. So, America. Woohoo, I got number 5 wrong. Because it was about particles. I did it. Okay, I think we can safely say that I passed the N5 because I got only 1 wrong on each test. But I took forever, so maybe I would have failed in real life. I doubt it. Because I wouldn't have been talking to chat either. So hey, we did a thing. Here's the N4. Let me just zip through N4 real quick because this should be harder than N5. Yeah, I was doing commentary, so whatever. I'm gonna blame that for the fact that it took me an hour and 9 minutes to complete the N5. N4 should be harder. And I love how this Nihongo Master site doesn't even have practice tests for anything above N4. Like N3, N2, it doesn't have anything. Presumably because at that point, you're not using like help me sites to study because it's like much more intense. What's the meaning of the following? Sumoru. Well, that is a great question. I'm assuming it's this. Because tsumori means like to plan to. So I could see that being related. What is the ba form? Oh man, it really wants you to be able to conjugate. Jeez. What is the ba form of kuru? Like as in kureba? Oh no, it's not kureba, it's koreba, isn't it? It almost got me. Because kuru is irregular. Like korareru is it's not kurareru. I almost got. Fill in the blank. I realized that it's hard for me to pass the entrance exam. テストに受かることが難しい something 気がついた。難しいことがことで oh my god. It's all just particles. 難しいことで Oh no. You can't just throw in a million ga's into this sentence, right? This. That sentence would have had 3 ga particles if I would have chosen koto ga, so. What is the meaning of the following? Stekina, as in like lovely. Very nice. That's umi. That's the ocean. I know that one. I'm actually pretty decent at kanji. Realistically, not that bad. A lot of people struggle on kanji, and for some reason I'm okay with it. It's some really basic things that I struggle with. Let's ask him just to make sure. Okay, so all of these are conjugations of the word for to ask. Kiite miyo means let's like ask and see. Kiite kudasai means please ask. Kiitayo means like I asked him. And kiite mitayo is I asked to see. So like it has to be this one. I'm gonna get more exercise. Motto exercise shio to omoimasu. Like, I think I'm gonna do that. The word for exercise is undo, which should be this. I just said I was good at kanji. I swear to God if I got that wrong. What's the ba form of kiku? Oh no. So, if you don't know Japanese, right? There's more than one kiku. And let's take kiru for example. There's kiru to cut, there's kiru to wear, and one of them is conjugated differently than the other. So when you just have kiku like this without the kanji, it makes it harder to tell like what they're talking about. I remember once I was translating just some like little kid story from Japanese, and they used the word hanasu at the end, which usually means like to speak, but it can also mean like to hold on to, like you hold somebody's hand. And I translated it completely wrong because it was a kid's book, and so it didn't have the kanji to show me like which hanasu it was talking about. I finally understand what ba form means. Yeah, like you would think I would be able to give an example, like, but yeah, like the eba form, right? Like if kikeba. This is the question, isn't it? Is it kikeba or kikeba? Kiku, kikimasu, kikeba. I think. It's already getting harder. What is the meaning of, oh my God, what? Shobo show? That's a great question. I have no idea. I don't know what shobo show means, and I don't have kanji. Let's think about this. It's fire station. Yes, that exactly, Eguchi. How Hanasu goes to Hanaseba. Yes. What is the meaning of gorufu? Golf. Hey, that means I got it right, isn't it, Eguchi? Because shobosho, the kanji, looks to be like kesu, like to put out, like a person who puts out fires. I hope that's right. What's the meaning of Tokyu? Tokyu. Q usually has to go with like trains because like fast, right? I'm gonna work through this. Is it an express train or a limited express train? All right, here's what I think. Q by itself isn't enough to convey information that it's a limited express train. So I think Tokyu is an express train, and there's some bigger word for limited express train. Bam. There's my reasoning. What's the kanji that means music? This one. Fill in the blank. Please feel relieved. Do it now. Blank shite kudasai. Anshin shite kudasai is what they're looking for. Anshin is this one. Shin means heart, and that's what this is. An, as in like on nai and stuff. So yeah. Oh my God, what's the volitional form of denwa suru? Denwa suru means to call somebody on the phone. Volitional, if you have volition, you can choose whether to do it or not. So like, if you did it, is that what the volitional form is? Because that's what this would be. Denwa sureba, like if you called somebody on the phone. Denwa shio means let's do it, which I guess is also like volition. Denwa shinasai means please do it. I don't think it's that one. Hold on, I'm just gonna Google the volitional form real quick. Volitional form. adds a meaning of invitation. So it's this one. Like, let's do this. Definitely didn't have to look up what verb form that was. Definitely I have a master's degree in linguistics and should have known. The subway in Tokyo is famous for being safe. Fill in the blank. Tokyo no chikatetsu wa blank. Kote de yume desu. Yume desu. So for what thing? We have to just find the word for like being safe. It has to be this one. Anzen nakoto. All right, how did I do? I'm okay, but I could do better. All right. All right. That's a C. I got a C. So considering that at my best, I was still technically N3 level because I didn't pass the N2, even though I was close. The fact that I still passed the N4, but it was kind of checks out, right? What is this one? What's this one? Oh, sample questions for this. Yeah, no, that's fine. All right, I did it. Cool. This is the N3. I'm not going to do it because it's going to take forever. But just to give you a perspective, like it looks basically the same, but the questions are much more difficult. However, it's just asking me what the reading of this kanji is. This is dai hyo. Oh, I see. So, hey Hiro, how are you? Nice to see you. So this is where it goes from being able to guess to actually having to know it. Because this says daihyo and this says daihyo. Those sound like exactly the same word, don't they? The difference is that this is daihyo-u and this is daihyo without the u. The u makes it a little bit longer, so it's daihyo versus daihyo. And the same is true if you don't think that this is dai and you think that it's tai. It's taihyo and taihyo. I'm pretty sure this is daihyo. Yes. But you have to actually like know at this point. You can't just guess anymore. And that's what makes it the N3 instead of the N4. Tasuke. Oh, that's this. Wait. I should read the context of this sentence to make sure I'm using the correct verb. Yeah, no, it's this one. That's fine. Oh, it's onomatopoeia. These are really fun. So in English, we have words like buzz and I'm trying to think of other examples. Onomatopoeias. Can you all think of like onomatopoeias? Sploosh as an example, like words that sound like the sound that they're describing. Bang. Yeah, that's a great one. And Japanese has those too. One of my favorites is hua hua, which means like fluffy or really soft. And there's like mushi mushi, which is like, or maybe it's musha musha, I can't remember, for like chewing, the sound of chewing. And these are kind of like that. These are like functional words that kind of convey that same concept. So this is filling in the blank to say like, this manner, whatever goes in the blank, in which I slept, made me feel really good. I'm gonna go with this. Yes! It was gusuri. But a lot of those words were very similar. Sugi sugi. Neat. Okay, so what word could replace this word and mean the same thing? Oh boy. Don Don. No, that's Don Don. That's not even. Oh, here's Don Don. Don Don. Yes! I'm killing it. Imagoro. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Which of these uses this correctly? Oh no. Imagoro testo. So. Don Don. Yeah. 今頃、東京では桜が咲いているでしょ? It's this one. Right around now in Tokyo, the sakura should be blooming, right? I didn't even have to read the other ones. I'm skimming at this point because I don't want to take forever on the rest of this test. But I feel so validated right now that I'm still obviously capable of passing the N3. Tanki. I don't know what this word means. Tanki? Some kind of feeling about my dad. Oh, what is this sentence saying? I spoke too soon. Nanoni. Nanoni means like even though or in spite of. Taishite. Nana ni taishite. Yes! I've done it. I'm doing so good. So this is the one where we have to put all of these words in the sentence to make the sentence, but they only want to know what the word that's the star is. Okay. Senshu, next week. Kata. Itte mimasen ka? Why don't we see about going somewhere next week? Restaurant ga. So this is a restaurant. Oh, what is this? Aru. Okay. Oh boy. Chibakari no restaurant. It's Aru. It's Aru. I was wrong. Oh, I tried to piece it together just real quick because I wasn't intending to take all of this test. So it's okay. It's okay. We could get one wrong. It's fine. Now I have to read this entire paragraph. Oh my god. Okay. So we're looking for what goes in this blank in red. Fujisan no omoide. Memories of Mount Fuji. Oh boy. This year, in the summer, on vacation, I climbed Fujisan for the first time. Fujisan is Mount Fuji. It's the tallest mountain in Japan at 3,776 meters. This tall mountain, my country doesn't have a mountain this tall, is what this sentence says. So I thought that I would climb it. Okay, cool story, bro. Mount Fuji. So he took a bus about halfway up, which is actually a thing you can do. If you want to climb Mount Fuji, I actually recommend taking the bus about halfway up so that you still have energy for when you actually do the climb. They got there at like 10 at night to start climbing. That's late. Oh, they started climbing at night because they wanted to see the sunrise in the morning from the top. So they had to walk like overnight through the night in order to get to the top to see the sunrise. I thought that I wanted to go back halfway through climbing. As for why, or like, why would I think that? It was really cold. And it was really difficult to climb. And my legs really hurt. However, When I saw the sunrise from the top of the mountain, all of my fatigue or all of my tiredness was erased. And then suddenly, before my eyes, something happened. We're at the red part now. Let's figure out what happened. 目の前に the clouds were like stretching before his eyes. And the morning sun something. So what did the morning sun do? One of these things down here. So he's talking. It's intense stuff, right? He's talking in the past tense. I'm gonna be so sad if it's not this. It's not this. Wait. No, don't tell me the answer. Because I think that I see what it's doing. It can't be this. It can't be Hazudes and it can't be desho. Because it's past tense. I conjugated wrong. Deshta isn't the thing that should have been conjugated. It should have been this verb changed to ta, no des. That's correct, isn't it? Yes. My bad. I fixed it. I fixed it, okay? Okay, I'm halfway through. I'm gonna pass. It's fine. I'm not gonna make you stay here and watch me take the rest of this test. Because it's gonna be a lot more reading. But hey, were you moved by this powerful story of this guy who climbed to the top of Mount Fuji and he was so tired on the way up and he just thought about going home, but he didn't. All right? It's inspirational. He didn't give up. He just climbed to the top and then he was like, "Oh my god, the clouds and the sunrise, this is amazing." And he was moved beyond belief. You were here for it. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to take some JLPT stuff. And it was fun of you to hang out with me. I appreciate you. I know that's not what I would usually stream, but I really wanted to see where I was at, and I feel really proud that I'm still perfectly capable of answering N3 questions and getting the vast majority of them right. So I'm really proud of that for the estranged berries. You know, Shade Strike, part of the reason that I'm streaming this today instead of streaming a video game was because Tonberry almost fucking died this morning. I was so stressed out. He found a way to like wedge himself underneath his fountain in a way where he could have like drowned. And apparently he's been there since last night. And I spent like an hour this morning getting him out. Oh, it was so stressful. So I'm sure that he would love a treat. I know, right? It was so stressful. I don't know how he got under there. Because in order to get under where he was, he would have had to literally swim through water without being able to see where he was going to come up for air. And like, thank God he found that spot where he was that he could come up for air. But I didn't see him yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm sure that he's just, you know, because sometimes they go and like vanish for a day because they're hiding under something that I can't see. So I didn't really give it much thought because they do that all the time. And then this morning I still couldn't find him. His green beans were completely untouched and I was like, where is my lizard? So I'm so glad that he found that spot. But like, I don't know how he got under there. There's not space. It's baffling. I don't know how he did it. So I'm gonna completely like redo that whole side of his enclosure to fix the only maybe conceivable way that I could see that he was under there, that he could get under there. But I don't know. You know? I don't know how he did it. So, yeah, I was really stressed and I just wanted, as weird as it sounds, I just wanted to decompress with a little bit of difficult Japanese test. So, anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm gonna toss you over to Barry, who is streaming for the first time this week. I appreciate you. Exactly. He used Lizard Wizard teleportation. That's the only way that he possibly could have gotten there. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I know this was weird, but I found it fun. And I feel actually like really validated and happy that I can still speak Japanese. So I appreciate you. Say hi to Barry when you get over there. And I will see you next week. Tuesday is 4th of July for the people who are in America. I'm going to be at a flea market. So I am not going to be streaming on Tuesday, but we'll see what else we can fit in throughout the week. I appreciate you all. Say hi to Barry. Bye.